Hey, Chef Austin here with everythingkitchens.com. We're going to put two mixers head to head today. We have the KitchenAid Professional 600 and we have the Ankarsrum Kitchen Assistant. We're going to be kneading some bread dough, mixing up some frosting, and baking some cookies with these mixers. Let's jump right into it. The biggest difference between the Ankarsrum and the KitchenAid is how they knead dough. The Ankarsrum has a 7.4 quart rotating bowl with a dough roller and optional dough hook. The KitchenAid Pro 600 has a 6 quart bowl that uses a rotating spiral dough hook for kneading. We're going to make a double batch of cinnamon rolls in each mixer to show you the differences and how they work. The Ankarsrum comes with two tools to knead dough: the dough roller and the dough hook. The roller can be used in any dough making application, whether high or low hydration dough. The dough hook works great for high hydration recipes, like with a silky thin pizza crust dough. For this recipe, we'll use the roller. We'll start the mixer on a medium speed to mix in the wet ingredients. Then we'll turn the mixer down to a low speed to gradually add in our dry ingredients. The open bowl design makes it easy to add things in. With Ankarsrum, you'll move the arm back and forth to help incorporate ingredients. We didn't end up using all the flour our recipe called for because it's easy to see when the dough looks properly hydrated. Once the dry ingredients are incorporated into the dough, we can lock the arm about ½ an inch from the side of the bowl. And then we'll set the built-in timer for 12 minutes to knead. The roller mimics the work of your hand gently kneading the dough, and the mixer turns off when the timer is done. Now we'll make the same recipe in the KitchenAid. For the Professional 600 model, we'll start with our dry ingredients in the bowl, reserving 2 cups of the flour. Because the mixer motor obstructs the top of the bowl, we'll need to install the pouring shield. Raise the bowl and gradually add in the wet ingredients on speed 2. Once combined, add the remaining dry ingredients, ½ a cup at a time. Again, we didn't end up needing all the flour our recipe called for. It was more difficult to tell when the dough was properly hydrated because of the kneading style of the dough hook. We'll knead the dough until it's elastic and smooth, pulling away from the sides of the bowl. Both mixers had strong and weak points. Adding ingredients into the Ankarsrum was simple and clean thanks to the open bowl design, while it was a bit messier and more difficult with KitchenAid's narrow opening. The KitchenAid can be a bit easier and more straightforward with its clearly labeled controls and tools. The Ankarsrum does have a bit of a learning curve with the dough roller and the manual movements of the arm, but the learning curve trade-off is worth it. The Ankarsrum's dough roller gently kneaded our cinnamon roll dough, while the KitchenAid's dough hook tore and stretched our dough a little bit more than we wanted. Let's take a look at the results. We wanted to do a texture comparison before we got these cinnamon rolls frosted. So we've got the Ankarsrum's cinnamon rolls right here, and we've got the KitchenAid cinnamon rolls right here. I took one sample cinnamon roll from each of them, and we're going to just kind of tear them apart and see the differences between the two. So we'll start with the Ankarsrum. So nice and light for its size. Kind of tear it apart and kind of see the interior crumb of this, nice and even, easily tears apart. And we'll get this little taste. Very nice. It's really pillowy, really soft. You can taste the amount of butter. There's a lot of butter that went into it, but it's really moist too. So good cinnamon roll. Let's go for our next one from our KitchenAid. Feels a little bit more dense. I know that this is a bigger cinnamon roll, but still for its size, it is a little dense. So even tearing that off, it's still pretty heavy. We'll break into this. So feels a little bit more crumbly. It's breaking off a bit easier. It feels almost a little more stale. So we'll break off the centerpiece, give this a taste. Definitely a little more dry on the top here too compared to our Ankarsrum. Still got good flavor. It is a bit more dry. Tastes almost maybe a little bit more tough compared to the Ankarsrums, which was a bit more pillowy. There could have been a slight bit more flour that was in the KitchenAids, but it was just kind of hard to tell when the KitchenAid's dough had enough flour added to it versus the Ankarsrums when we are initially making it. So as an A/B comparison test, I definitely go with the Ankarsrums cinnamon rolls over the KitchenAids, but I am satisfied with both of them. They're both really good. The Ankarsrum is just a bit better, a bit more pillowy. Now we need to make frosting for our cinnamon rolls, which should be an easy task for our mixers. For the Ankarsrum, we'll use the included 4.3 quart plastic bowl and dual balloon whisk. Simply add in room temperature cream cheese and butter and beat on a high speed. Switch to the lowest speed and mix in the cinnamon and powdered sugar. Scrape down the sides of the mixer. Increase the speed to medium and whip until fluffy. For the KitchenAid, add in the room temperature cream cheese and butter. Raise the bowl and install the pouring shield. Beat on high speed until creamed. Switch to the lowest speed and mix in the cinnamon and the powdered sugar. Scrape down the sides of the mixer. Increase the speed and whip until fluffy. Both mixers made fluffy frosting and passed the test. We did notice on the KitchenAid that there was some unmixed ingredients in the bottom of the bowl. A common issue with the large 6-quart bowl is that it is difficult to make small batches. KitchenAid does sell a smaller 3-quart bowl to solve this problem. But it is nice that Ankarsrum already comes with an appropriate size bowl for small and medium tasks like this. Another common task mixers are great at is making cookies. To test the standard beaters on each of these machines, we'll make a 5 dozen batch of cookie dough. First, we'll cream together the butter and sugar. Then we'll add in our other wet ingredients, followed by a couple of the dry ingredients. Now, we'll alternately add in flour and oil. And then finally, we'll add in the best part: crushed cornflakes, quick oats, along with chocolate chips. Both mixers did equally well mixing our cookie dough. Again, it was easier to add in ingredients to the Ankarsrum because of the open bowl design. And the KitchenAid did start to shake a little bit when we added in our chocolate chips, but other than that, no issues. A side note, please make sure to use only room temperature butter with the Ankarsrum. You can damage the beater assembly if you use cold hard butter. Although we use the plastic bowl with the Ankarsrum, you could also use the stainless steel bowl with the roller attachment to make cookies. The results are just as good, and you can even make larger batches. It'll just require a little more manual movement on your part with the roller. Both KitchenAid and Ankarsrum can do more than just mix. Attachments can transform your mixer into another appliance. Each mixer has over 10 attachments. Popular attachments like pasta rollers and cutters, meat grinders, and food shredders are available for both mixers. Exclusive to Ankarsrum mixers at the time of making this video are a blender, cookie press, and nut grinder. Exclusive to the KitchenAid include useful attachments like a spiralizer, ice cream maker, and slow juicer. Thanks to the design of the Ankarsrum warm gear drive motor, you can use attachments like the meat grinder for long periods of time, as there is no cool down period and less strain on the motor when using attachments. The KitchenAid mixer needs about a 20 to 30 minute cool down period for every 10 minutes of continuous running time because of the multiple gear driven motor. After testing both of these mixers side by side, I can say that they are both quality machines. The Ankarsrum definitely has an advantage over the KitchenAid when it comes to making dough, thanks to the extra large 7.3 quart bowl and gentle roller. If you're a baker looking to make your own bread at home, I'd for sure recommend the Ankarsrum. The Ankarsrum does have more of a learning curve to it compared to the KitchenAid, but it's like driving a manual transmission car. It may be a little tricky at first, but once you learn it, there's more advantages that you can use when mixing and baking. KitchenAid does have more color options and mixer attachments to choose from, but the Ankarsrum does have a much longer warranty at 7 years compared to KitchenAid's 1 year. The Ankarsrum is noticeably quieter than the KitchenAid as well. Let's take a listen. No matter which one you choose, you won't be disappointed with either of these mixers for your kitchen. If you guys have any questions at all about either the KitchenAid or the Ankarsrum mixer, please let us know. We would love to help you out. You can reach us at everythingkitchens.com. And if you have a KitchenAid or an Ankarsrum in your home, let us know how you like it. What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? Let us know and we'll talk about that. We'll see you next time.